People's lives are very busy and there's a lot of competition. Families are looking for ways to connect, again, with each other and with community that supports the values with which they're trying to raise their children.
If you don't reach out to anybody, you don't make any new connections.
There is an urgency that we should not neglect.
I think there's a lot of people who's extra turned off the church right now, and that's because of the way they get treated or the way they perceive church.
In one of our areas, the people do not believe that we are trying to make that connection because the history of the church there had been that it was isolated from the community.
What often happens is we get comfortable with our church friends and we don't think about making new friends in the community because we've got what we need.
Right now it's so important to recognize that church is about relationships and reaching out with those invitations to be together in Christ and to learn what that means.
God is calling us to be more proactive in our ministry, more willing to evangelize, share the good news, invite new people, engage new people, and be excited by the newness that comes.
We're here to help launch a campaign called New Connections to build new churches and new relationships in our synod. It came about because we realized we live in a place where there are lots of new people in our communities, and we realized we were working in an environment where people hear bad news all the time. So we thought, what if we got a way to really speak powerful good news to some of these new people?
I think our mission and our call is that we convey to people the things that we love about the church. I think that our mission is rooted in the fact that we are a church that accepts everyone regardless of who they are.
We believe that every congregation has opportunities in our synod. There's no place here that couldn't grow with the right encouragement and the right spiritual mindset. So we're going to try to get every congregation to grow by 10%.
Raising the population of our synod by 10% or a net of 3,000 people may seem like a daunting goal, but in reality it's a very small goal from my perspective because there is that many people times 10 already in our congregation. If everybody makes their one connection, that goal seems pretty small.
Invite somebody new to come to a church event, be a worship service, but more likely than that, even to go on a hike with other people, to come to a Habitat for Humanity and build relationships with folks.
Lots of the neighborhoods where we need to establish communities of faith are very diverse. Lots of communities have people who are not from Washington, who are just passing through, and lots of them are a variety of ages and economic standings. Those are the kind of communities we would like to reach into. We'd like to be more diverse.
Allowing yourself into that sort of space where you have to turn your analytical mind off and not be concerned with being right. But that's not the point at all. The point is making the connection with other people who look and think differently than you.
It's trying to refigure how we communicate the grace of God to a new context.
Despite the political rhetoric or any tension, I think this is a commandment that we have to follow. Jesus said, go to the world, preach.
The innovation that's here is the recognition that not every community of faith needs to have its own little brick church and its own parking lot and its own mortgage. Some communities of faith will be transient, some will grow and die off. That's always been the way the church is. But the innovation would be the realization that right at this moment, we can do something for Jesus. Part of the emphasis in this campaign is to make sure that every pastor and several people in every congregation get good, solid training in financial development and in evangelism. We hope to be able to get into every congregation to make sure that everybody knows how to raise money and how to build up communities of faith. The financial goal of the campaign is $2.25 million. And the plan is to tithe what we receive for the campaign for the ELCA. So everybody who contributes to helping build up our local communities is going to build up communities all across the United States.
We get to really creative, innovative spaces within our ministry and then have to pull back because we don't have the funding to fix our roof. So to have a dedicated amount of money set aside within the Synod to help build new connections and new ministries would absolutely transform the face of ministry within the Synod.
You want to be a part of this. You want to be a part of what God is doing. I think God is calling us into something really special and really impactful, something that will not only alter our personal lives, but will alter our context, our world, our city.
Every single person in our synod want to see the church grow. I think if we all take part in this and supporting it, the church will no doubt grow.
What we have is a gift from God, and it's a gift that we are asked to share. So the idea of it's not my money or my time, that's a gift to me, which God asked me to share with the rest of the world.
We are better together, and we can do more to further the kingdom as we are together.
The ministry is yearning to grow. It's like bursting at the edges, and it has yet to arrive and become, and we get to be a part of that.
I think we just need to own our theology, own what we believe, and be proud of that, because it is the best message around, and go out there and share that.